Hello and welcome to the first of many YouTube videos on all things Britball. It's a new season with some new names entering the league, some old faces there too. I am Britball Guy. I'll be taking you through the week 1 results and a quick look at where it leaves everyone in their divisions. The idea of these videos, because there will be more than one, is that you guys, the players, the teams and everyone gets involved. Send me your pictures, videos, explanations of how to do so are down below. A bit of news first, a big shout out to the East Kilbride Pirates who are helping to lay the foundations for a Kilbride hospice. Also, the Comedy Jets on their partnership with Macmillan Cancer Support. Everyone should be getting behind both of those causes. Well done you guys. If you have any news, then please contact me on Twitter and email. Details as always are below. Now to the real reason I am here, and the 10 people who will eventually watch this video are here. Let's look at the divisions and how the games went. Cause it's lonely down there and there are more of them, I'm going in reverse order, so you Premier guys are gonna have to wait a little bit. Okay, let us begin with Division 2 North first. Now this is the first week of the league. Before anybody says it, I do promise you, the reason why everyone has 2 wins is because the Highland Wildcats have withdrawn for this season. Hopefully they will be returning next season. If anyone has any information on the reasons why, leave a comment, tweet me or email. As usual, information at the bottom of this video. Okay, so Dundee Hurricanes took on the Carlisle Border Reivers. The Reivers, the new boys last season, put on a decent display by all accounts, a repeat of the Division Week 15 game last season. The Hurricanes looking to make it into the playoffs this year after results from the Division 2 East put them just out of contention last season. Sorry for lack of scores for the Reivers. I go off the information that I have. First quarter, the Hurricanes took a 6-2 lead after Fraser Thompson interception returned for a touchdown. The Reivers got a safety to keep the score within a touchdown. Second quarter, and the Hurricanes doubled their advantage with touchdowns from Sam Ross from 3 yards. This left the score 12-2 at the half. Second half, and the Reivers scored again, but the Hurricanes scored 3 times. Hurricane scorers Craig DeHome with 2 touchdowns, a Thomas interception for a touchdown, making it 30-8, and that was the score at the end of the third. Fourth quarter, and it was all over when Ross finished off the scoring, making it 38-8. This leaves Hurricanes in 4th due to the Wildcats conceding all their games, and the Reivers inevitably second to last. Okay, since the rest of Division 2 North play next week, we shall move on. Division 2 East now. 3 games to talk about. This division, first of all, Bedfordshire Blue Raiders versus the Peterborough Saxons. So 2 teams not having a season to shout about last season. Blue Raiders getting 1 win, looking to improve. Their numbers will say that they got 3. That's due to Norwich folding. Peterborough Saxons couldn't get the numbers on the field last season, so had to pull out. So both have been doing some recruiting. Let's see if it works for them. Both teams, it seems, had a nervy start in this one, with Saxons fumbling snaps, penalties costing the Raiders. Mike Wilkinson Jr. running in the only touchdown on the quarter, making it 6-0 Raiders. The Saxons hit back second quarter, returning interception for a touchdown, making it 6-6 at the half. The third quarter kept the game even until the fourth, when Saxons got a drive together which made the score 6-12 Saxons. An interception return for a touchdown made the final score 6-18 Saxons. Okay, so moving on to Game 2 in Division 2 East, Milton Keynes Pathfinders versus the Colchester Gladiators. The Gladiators were a point to prove in this one after managing a tie against Ipswich in the first week of last season, and a win against the East Kent Mavericks being the only highlights of their season in Division 1 South. The Pathfinders, a decent season last season, looking to potentially push on from that with good wins, including a 58-6 beating of the Maidstone Pumas. I'm afraid there's no real information on this one other than the scores in the quarters. First quarter, Gladiators take a 6-0 lead. Second quarter, the Pathfinders get back into it, being the scores end up being 13-14 to the Gladiators. Third quarter, and it seems to fall apart for the Gladiators, who saw the Pathfinders running another touchdown to make it 19-14. Fourth quarter, and the floodgates opened, leaving the score 31-14 Pathfinders. Okay, so to the third game in Division 2 East, Maidstone Pumas versus the Watford Cheetahs. The Pumas taking some heavy beatings last season whilst pushing other teams close and building over the winter, hoping to see improvement. Watford unlucky to miss out on the playoffs last season, but with the realignment of the league, their chances have improved somewhat. A close game this one, with the Cheetahs scoring the only touchdown of the half, and the extra point was good, making them 7-0 up at the half. A 5-yard touchdown from Kenny Gale, making it 14-0, with 2-minute warning looming in the fourth, making it 14-0 win for the Cheetahs. Okay, so to Division 2 Central, this is Lincolnshire Bombers versus the DC Presidents. The DC Presidents in their rookie season in the league, it's known to be difficult. Their results from their associate games last season could show it to be a long one for them. The Lincolnshire Bombers had a difficult season last season, so the matchup is definitely one of interest. The Presidents kicked off their inaugural season by watching the Lincolnshire Bombers march down the field for a 70-yard drive to make it 7-0. The next score came from the President's punt was blocked deep in their own territory. This was pounced on by the Bombers for a 14-0 lead. A 25-yard field goal from the Bombers completed their scoring for the afternoon. The Presidents did manage to get an 11-yard touchdown from a Matt Carley run. Final score 17-6, the Bombers. So going west, Division 2 West to be precise, Gloucester Centurions versus the Bristol Apache. In case no one had heard of the Gloucester Centurions, neither had I. They've changed their name from the Gloucester Banshees, just to clear that one up for you. Had a tough season last season, new start with a new name. The Apaches, who started last season with a decent wins in their opening 2 games, but couldn't keep the run of form going, so saw them crash down the table. This game was postponed due to no reason that I know of. Let me know if you know. Usual channels as below. So we move to Division 1 North, Nottingham Caesars versus the Coventry Jets. Nottingham Caesars coming off a reasonable season last year with a 6-4 finish, where their opponents, the multi-Britball winning Coventry Jets, who dropped down from the Premier Division after a poor season last season, looking to prove a point. Elliot Strong kicked off the Caesars and Jets season. The Caesars' first drive resulted in a field goal. Chris O'D intercepted a wayward Jets pass, running it back to the Jets' 12-yard line. Miller then punched it in for the Caesars on the 4th and short, making it 10-0 Caesars. The Jets' offense then found something resembling a rhythm. Rookie quarterback Joe Bremer finding rookie receiver Thomas Singleton Wells, bringing them within a touchdown of the Caesars. Second quarter, Miller scored again, this time diving over the line from 2 yards out, making it 16-6 Caesars. Miller completed his hat-trick of touchdowns, making the score 24-6 Caesars. Caesars then completed the scoring with a 31-yard field goal. The Jets then fought back with a Mafaro Doon sacked the Caesars quarterback, forcing a fumble and gave position back to the Jets. Too little, too late. Final score 27-20 Caesars. The second game of Division 1 North, the one-time Premiership rivals of the Jets, Gateshead Senators, took on the Lancashire Wolverines. The newly promoted Wolverines would look to take advantage of the momentum they built up through the success of last season. The Senators would look to improve on the results that saw them take 3-7 to make a potential push for the playoffs this season, but could find it difficult being unable to score any pre-season games. The first half saw both teams unable to score. The half ended pointless. The second half ignited though, with the Wolverines scoring from within the Senators' 20-yard line, making the final score 13-0 Wolverines. Let's drop down the country to Division 1 Central and South. 2 games here as well. Cambridge Cats versus the Sussex Thunder first. The Cats looking to bring a bit of consistency to their results. With numbers of 5-5 last season, they would look to improve to try and secure a playoff berth. The Thunder made it to the playoff season last season, so would look to make it there at least. That or knock on the door of the Premiership. So here we are to the game. The Cats won the toss, decided to receive but struggled to find their feet against a fairly robust Thunder defence. The Cats conceded a touchdown on Ebba Kington pass to Andy Miles. The Cats responded by making the Thunder defence work hard, passing the ball, but interceptions cost them. The Thunder ran in a couple of touchdowns to make the final score 26-10 Thunder. Second game of Division 1 Central and South, Hampshire Thrashers versus the Kent Exiles. The Thrashers had a strange season last season, picking up wins against the teams fighting for division title and losing to everyone else. The Exiles are the new boys in division, having won Division 2 East last season. They will look to build on that success and push on to the playoffs, whilst trying to avoid dropping back down to Division 2. This game turned out to be the game of two defences, with neither one wanting to give up much ground in the first quarter. The offense is showing a nervy start. It was the Thrashers who scored first, with Brad Sawyer pass found Kyle later. The extra point was good, Exile struck back. Zach Ritchie's 10-yard pass followed by a 66-yard run by Colin Chrislett drew them level. The extra point was missed, which would come back to haunt them later. A costly fumble at the 15-yard line gave the Thrashers an opportunity to march down the field to make it 16-6. Second half saw only one score from the Exile's Zach Ritchie pass to John Miller made it 13-12. The 2-pointer was missed, so that's how it ended. Okay, so the Premiership South now. The Premiership North play next week. A quick word, the Farnham Knights, like the Highland Wildcats, have withdrawn this season. Thus the reason why everyone has 2 wins already. The only Premiership game was the Bristol Aztecs versus the Ipswich Cardinals. Bristol Aztecs finished 3rd in division last season, but have they improved enough during the off-season to take on the Blitz and push for the bowl? The Cardinals really in the group of death, the newly promoted side with a lot to prove they deserve to be there. So here we are to the game. The Aztecs struck early with a 47-yard pass for a touchdown from Nick Proctor, finding Dwayne Robinson. The extra point was good to make it 7-0. The Cardinals struggled against the Aztecs offense that powered into a 19-0 lead before the Cardinals got a touchdown before the end of the half. Third quarter and the Aztecs put more points on the board, 26-6 into the fourth. The scoring was finished off by Matt Barrett, making it 33-6 final score. Finally, a special mention to the London Blitz, who in their first game in Europe beating the French team at Flash de la Courneuve 6-7. By all accounts, a nervy game. The Blitz scoring first, putting in the extra point before the French side got a touchdown of their own, unable to convert the extra point, thus the Blitz winning their debut game in the competition. Okay, so that is the roundup of the games. I reiterate, I can only go off the information provided to me, and since the losing teams never seem to post match reports, I can only be as accurate as the winning teams are. If you have any comments, leave them down below, tweet me on Twitter, or email is also available. Okay, a quick look at the standings as is. Division 2 North first, the Clyde Valley Blackhawks, the Edinburgh Wolves, and the Glasgow Tigers, who are yet to play, with the Reveres propping up the bottom of the table. Division 2 East, the Watford Cheetahs are leading the way courtesy of that shutout against the Pumas. Saxons next with the Pathfinders third. Raiders, Pumas and Gladiators towards the bottom with 1 loss each. Division 2 West remains all square since the Centurions' Apache game was postponed. Moving up to Division 1 North, Lancashire Wolverines are top thanks to their defence shutting out the Gateshead Senators. The Caesars are second with their close victory over the Jets. The Jets find themselves at the bottom with the Senators just above them. Division 1 Central and South. The Thunder's 26-10 victory over the Cats put them on top of the table. The Thrashers' close victory over the Exiles puts them second, with the Cats and Exiles propping up the bottom. The Premier South, despite their win, the Aztecs find themselves fourth behind the London Blitz, Warriors and Olympians, who are all yet to play. That's it, I'm out of here to prepare for next week's games. We see the return of the Crewe Railroaders and the Premiership North starting their season. If you have enjoyed this video and want to comment, as always, you can tweet me on Britball Guy, leave a comment, subscribe or like this video. I shall see you next week. Goodbye.